Seahouse Records podcaster, yeah.
Hi, welcome to the September edition of Seahouse Records podcast. This month's podcast is brought to you by me, Deb.
And me, Donna.
And we are the female representative on the board of directors at Seahouse Records, and also the fun crack as well, aren't we, Donna?
Yes. Well,
we're the ones that keep it, shall we say, keep it sane.
Yeah, that's
Shall we?
it.
Yeah,
I'd agree with that.
we bring our motherly instincts and our motherly personalities to keep the lads in check.
we'll keep them in check, definitely.
Yeah.
Even
So
now.
we are not here today like the lads normally with beer and pizza. I've got Vimto.
I had gin.
Donna's got a
It's already
gin,
gone.
and we've got cheesy biscuits to keep us going. So we're here today. We're gonna just have a chat really about us being on the board of directors, bringing a little bit of a female vibe to the podcast, and hopefully this will be one of many going forward.
You're going to end up leading most of this, Debs, though, because I have never done anything like this before.
Well, I've never done a podcast either, Donna.
You're used to the radio.
So, I know, yeah. Well, I suppose a little bit about me then. So, I'm Deb. I am, one of the non-musical directors on the board. Tried to play instruments all my life. I'm left-handed, got ADHD, never had the patience or the skills to be able to do anything.
Never played any instruments then?
I tried when I was little. I remember in junior school being in the school choir with doing about 3 chords on a guitar. That was probably a bit of kumbaya.
But you do the musical theatres as well, don't you? So singing is still an instrument.
Yeah, I'm not a very good singer either. I'm not the best, but I love it. So, and that's
all
it.
that matters.
I did try to play the piano once. My daughter took piano lessons, so I had her like level 1 book, and when she'd gone to bed, I used to have like a little go on that as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I do musical theatre. Not the best singer in the world, but I can hold a harmony. And anybody listening, you can tell that I'm not a soprano. Sound like I smoked 40 Benson and Edges when I get singing and stuff. But no, I love it. So that's kind of like what attracted me, I suppose, to Seahouse Records. So yeah, I guess that's it really, and obviously a bit my background. I just, very much been involved in community development and stuff over the years. Got a safeguarding background, and so been sort of the safeguarding. So what about you, Donna? What brings you to the Seahouse Records crazy family?
Olivia is what started it, probably. But again, I've not really played musical instruments. I have played piano and had played guitar, but I'm one of these people that I'll learn it, I'll play a song and think, right, that's it, I've done it. Move on to the next thing. So,
but you've got a musical family.
We have, yeah. My mum sings, yeah. There's been music. My brother has played guitar as well. He just played for leisure, really, but he's helped Olivia. And my uncle Brian, who also helps Olivia, he used to actually have a shop in town, Music and Mystic, going back many years. So he's very musical, can play many instruments as well. But with Olivia, from a young age, she used to sing. And then
who's Olivia, Donna? Who's Olivia?
Well,
tell us who Olivia is.
Obviously, my daughter. She's on one of the artists as part of Seahouse Records. And going back to when she was a young age, she used to sing, part of the musical theatres. And then through my uncle, we got them both guitars, Alicia and Olivia. So I've got another daughter that's older. And Olivia just picked up the guitar over lockdown, it was really, and sort of self-taught. She's always been singing, and the two go together. And she's also very good at writing songs. So it was over lockdown, she'd wrote this song, and through South Flakes Rock School, it was Leslie that got in touch with Olivia. She used to have lessons with Leslie, and still does now, actually. She's doing her grades. Johnny wanted a song for the Bags of Love album.
Right, yeah.
So Olivia put a song forward for that, and it sort of stemmed from there, really. He's also a director, as you know, for Seahouse Records. He's sort of helped Olivia with different gigs, and it's grown from there. She'd wrote her own music I had to learn how to set up a studio. So even though I've not got a music background,
Got technical knowledge now, though.
it's getting there. I
Yeah.
wouldn't, nowhere near on any level to be able to do it for anybody else. But
You know more than me, though, Donna. Let's face it, I'm still trying to work my way around Google Drives.
I'm with you on that one as well. Something that, and Teams is another one at work that's been introduced. But yeah, so I had to learn about equipment, how she would record, microphones. So obviously buying all the equipment and just sort of giving her the tools so she could do something that she loved. And again, not only just about recording, I had to learn about PA and sound equipment so she could play at gigs and things like that. So
you've juggled a lot, haven't you? Like with your work, and because you've got your own business, and then you work for another business, and being a mum, and being Olivia's roadie and chief.
And I've got an older daughter as well. So it's crazy the amount of stuff that I do try and squeeze in, but you do it because you want your kids to.
Well, we do, don't we? Yeah. I mean, I have two daughters, one at uni and one in year 11. And I say they've picked up instruments, put them back down again over the years. My daughter plays piano, but she doesn't play piano, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The other one's into sort of dancing and boys and typical teenage stuff. But both love music. The younger one in particular absolutely loves music. So where I've been a dance mum, you've been a music mum.
Yeah.
So you've sort of supported, and we were talking, weren't we, that like how difficult it can be just try to juggle everything as a mum. And so to have a hobby, and I see this as a passion and a hobby, being part of the sort of Seahouse records.
It's good to be part of, isn't it?
It is. It's nice to have an adult world where you have something where you've got a shared interest with somebody else that you're doing for you, and not for somebody. I guess we are doing it for other people.
Yeah, we are.
We?
But also, I mean, for yourself, you've got your daughter that's in musical theatre, and you're actually involved in musical theatre as well. So you've got those connections, haven't you? And that when it comes to Seahouse with myself, with Olivia, I think we're the only two on the board that aren't actually artists, aren't we?
Yeah. So we're bringing different skills, aren't we?
Things,
yeah.
But I think that's what makes it work well, doesn't it? So we've got the artists that are also board members, and we've also got the artists that are involved in other ways, producing as well. And then we can bring other things that can help build it as a business, for the community as well. We can bring other things.
Yeah, so. Age on my side. I've got age on my side.
That's experience.
It is. It's years of community development and working with people and what have you as well. So there's sort of like safeguarding aspect of things, because we want everybody to be safe.
That's it.
When we see how. So how do you find then? So me, obviously, my kids growing up, like Olivia now, she's off to college and stuff like that, where I guess you've got a bit of a different focus going forward now, because she's 16 and she can't drive, but she doesn't need you as much as she used to.
And that's probably why I've started taking on a little bit more. And obviously I've took on another job as well now, because when they're younger, you're so busy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Running them to clubs, all the different clubs they used to do. Both of them did piano, dance, singing, theatre group, different things. But now, obviously, Alicia, my eldest, is in uni, and Olivia's now got to college, and Olivia is quite independent anyway, so I feel a bit lost. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with all this time? So I just fill it with more things.
Yeah, like Seahouse records.
Yeah, Seahouse records. And
and gin.
And gin, more gin.
And cheese.
cheese and biscuits. Yeah, so it's just, I still... When you're a mum, you sort of lose your identity a little bit, don't you? Because it is just all about the children and being mum. So it is sort of bringing back things that I enjoy and try to find something that that I want to do. Obviously, it is for Olivia in a way as well, but also for other people and for the community. So and I've got the knowledge from a business background, obviously having my own business. And then I work for another company setting up their business. So why not work with Seahouse Records and setting up their new business?
And they are great. I mean, obviously we are we joke about bringing the female dimension to the group, but I think it does bring a different perspective, doesn't it? From our perspective, from a female perspective of working with young female artists. I mean, there's 3 artists on the label. Obviously. Olivia, like Maddie Jones, aka Linnea, and Carly, who's part of Pearl and the Piano, as well as sort of Country Cousins as well. We are going to play some of their music out with as part of the podcast. Should we put an Olivia track on?
So let's pop one of Olivia's on. So I think we're going to play Stomach Knots today for one of Olivia's tracks. It represents sort of being yourself and not being afraid to, take that mask off and, don't cover what you think are your flaws. Just embrace them and remember that you never have to face anything alone. You've got your people around you, your family. So let's put Olivia's song on. This is Stomach Knots.
Take it off, the mask you wear to cover all your flaws, insecurities that I hope will one day last. I tell you that you're home, I hope you got no stomach knots. Feel the beat in your chest and all the way to your feet. The little perfections of what make you to me overload me with the feeling we've both come such a long way. I hope you know that I'm truthful when I say that neither of us are perfect in every way. I can't stand up in a big white crowd. It's so loud, I don't stop. Run up to the stage, totally engage all like a flush anxieties out of the way. But stop yourself because of one others say. I hope you know that I'm truthful when I say that neither of us are perfect in every way. Shaking, breaking, feel like you're taking all I need slowly, but I somehow feel complete, feeling like I'm here. The mind's over there, it's not clear. Wanna know where to go. Mine's moving oh so slow. Wish you'd just know that you can take it all. The mask you wear to cover all your flaws, insecurities that I hope will one day last. I tell you that you're home to me, and I hope that you got no stomach knots.
So welcome back to September's podcast with me, Donna and Deb. No, I'm Deb, you're Donna.
I'm
me,
Donna.
and Deb. We are two of the directors on Seahouse Records, representing the females. This is one of hopefully a few podcasts that we'll do over the next 12 months that just gives a little bit of a female aspect to the music industry. As I say, we're both directors on the Seahouse label. Donna, obviously you have a connection because Olivia, your daughter's also on the label. You may have, so yeah, we just want to do that. We just want to kind of like talk about music, female's perspective, bit of feminism in there and stuff. So we were talking before about how, you know, juggling those demands between being a mum and then wanting to do something that you feel very passionate about. And we were talking before the podcast about how Paloma Faith was a really good example. She did a documentary of wanting to show that you could actually juggle motherhood, being a superstar pop star, and be on the road at the same time. And she failed quite miserably.
I remember her saying she was on the stage and all she could think about was the baby and, you know, is the baby waking up? It must be quite difficult, and she struggled, didn't she?
Yeah, she did, and she took a nanny on the tour with her as well, didn't she? She took a nanny, but those demands that were on her all the time, and obviously as a performer, and the amount of money that was put into the tour, and when the baby got ill, the nanny got ill, and the first thing that the tour manager said is they're going to have to go home because if you get ill, that's millions of pounds of revenue that we're going to lose. And I think that was a really good example of why, I suppose, unless you have got the capacity to earn millions of pounds, dollars, you know, at some point women have to have a hiatus in their music careers. And the same, like, we're on the back. I mean, you could say that you're like Olivia's manager, and, you know, I'm a director on Seahouse Records, so like supporting artists getting that platform forward. However, there's not that many of us around. I mean, I was doing a little bit of research beforehand about female managers and like prominent female figures within the music industry, and there's not that many around. And I sort of jotted a few sort of like influential mums, and you can be an influential mum, Donna.
Oh, thank you,
Olivia. She can be your Taylor Swift, can't she?
Definitely.
So it's just like some of them are sort of like influential mums that are around. Like, obviously everybody knows Sharon Osbourne.
Yes, we know Sharon.
We all know Sharon, but she's like obviously managed her husband's career, and she's managed her daughter's.
Obviously his illnesses as well, and everything she's had to juggle.
Yeah, absolutely. And she really started off in the background, didn't she? When Ozzy, was it Black Sabbath, and she sort of sat in the background. She raised the kids, and then it kind of like she managed him a bit, didn't she? Sort of managed his career, and then came to the forefront.
Well, that's it. And then they did the there was like a documentary.
Oh
show,
yeah, the reality, kind of like reality of the Osbournes.
So being in that limelight as well, I can imagine, you know, having to juggle everything. It must have been really difficult, but she did it. She didn't seem to.
It didn't faze her. No,
it didn't.
She got a lot of plastic surgery out of all that as well. There's got to be some bonuses.
The wrinkles that would have come with it, I can imagine. And the
no, she was a different woman when she come out the other side. But she's obviously like, you know, I'd say a success story, I suppose, of juggling things round. And we were talking, we were on about Justin Bieber as well, weren't we, before?
Yeah, his mum. She was a young mum, wasn't she, as well, just a teenager, and a single mum. But yet she still managed to support him financially, emotionally, so he could pursue his career with music. So, and you know, it's inspiring, isn't it?
Yes, not even superstar, mega star, isn't he? But the, you know, I think that a lot behind the scenes, you will probably find that you know that mums are quite driven, but quietly so. Yeah. Except for Sharon Osbourne. Yeah. And Beyonce.
They do, yeah. They keep the family going, the kids going, don't they? And just, you know, direct them and just help them get to where they want to be. So we give them the tools, the knowledge, the experience, the advice, and they can.
Yeah,
they
and the
can do.
nurturing. I
Yeah,
think maybe that's what we bring, what women bring, isn't it? As opposed to, I'm not saying that men can't
course,
be
no,
nurturing,
yes.
but I think we like what we were saying before when we were joking about bringing that feminine touch to Seahouse Records. Actually, we joke about it, but it's there, isn't it? 'Cause it's innate. We're innately caring. More 99% of women are innately caring about what they do, aren't they, as well? So, and that's one of the things that we're really keen at Seahouse Records to do, is kind of nurture female artists.
Definitely, we you can see a difference in the percentage, can't you? Still,
Yeah.
in that, obviously, the percentage of female artists it is predominantly male, everywhere. But there is so many women and inspiring music artists that are proving and making a stamp on the industry, aren't
absolutely.
they? So
if you look at the artists on our label, so we've got 20 artists and
5 of them
a female. If you look at things like the amount of artists that are represented at festivals, for example.
yeah, definitely.
I mean,
Still,
they're trying to work towards this 50-50 gender split, aren't they? But if you look at the statistics over the last, say from 2022, some of the splits are I mean, I think the worst one was somewhere like Reading Festival, which was 11% female artists, which is like 89% a male artist.
It is.
And there was the whole controversy, wasn't there, at Glastonbury this year, where the male artists, even if they're a middle-aged rock bands, say for example, Guns N' Roses, got a higher billing than somebody like Lana Del Rey and Lizzo, who inspirations for young women today, and yet they were like right down listed on the bill and things like that. So I think there's still a long way to go.
There is, but the people are trying, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, even just locally, I know Olivia's been asked to do a gig at the Meeting Place. It's going to be an all-female.
Yes, I saw
acoustic.
that. Yeah.
So, people are trying, and they do recognise that,
Yeah.
there is...
Well, me and Matt were talking about this today because we were talking about like back in the old days of live music in Barrow, and we were saying some of the female bands that there was around the town, and there's very few of those female artists now who still play, but you look at the males who were playing back then
And still playing.
and they're all still playing,
Yeah.
because it goes back to what we were saying before, that women have to have that
Take that-
hiatus
yeah,
to
take
have
that time
children and everything else and go. So should we play another song?
Yeah, let's do it. So,
So this is Linnea. She is a really good friend of Matt Doherty,
Yes,
who's
and one
who's
of the
also on the
directors.
Seahouse
Yeah.
Records label. They're really good friends down there in Manchester. Absolutely brilliant having her. She's just so sexy and
yes.
fabulous, and her voice is just
Yeah.
like chocolate velvet, and she's
Lovely
it's
voice, yeah.
brilliant, and can't wait till she releases some more music. I think she's
yeah.
got some stuff in the pipeline. So I hope you enjoy this one. This is Lonely by Linnea.
Not even white noise could ever drown out her voice. If the gun was put in front of me, would I even have a choice? She simmers in the background, but it dominates the sound, controlling the narrative of who is in control. Now she's always on me, trying to drag me down. I'm never lonely, serving the enemy's crowd. I don't feel safe inside my own head. There's things I want badly to come out of it. Always want to open cause I sleep with my enemy. What's a girl gotta do to feel a little lonely? Lonely, lonely, I wanna be lonely. Lonely, I wanna be lonely. I wanna be lonely. Sometimes she goes silent, then I hear the siren. She steps out for a moment, she's back, I hear the sirens. Wanting myself to hurt, when did I get so cruel? Wanting myself to hurt just so I can't hurt you. Cause you're always on me, trying to drag me down. I'm never lonely, serving the enemy's crowd. I don't feel safe inside my own head. There's things I want badly to come out of it. Always wanna open cause I sleep with my enemy. What's a girl like thinking of me as a child. But how can I look at you and not see something I despise? Dragged us both down to a place of so much hatred. Your world is full of darkness, we won't escape this. How could I ever love that version of myself? Distorted surroundings make me think I am in hell. Leash around my neck like I'm not a person now. Asking for some oxygen like it ever helped me out.
So welcome back. I hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed that track. We were just
That's
saying,
lovely,
weren't we?
wasn't it?
Yeah. What an amazing artist she is. I mean, go follow her on her socials. Linnea, Linnea, with a little accent over the top. aka Maddie Jones. She's just amazing. So can't wait to hear what else she releases here on Seahouse Records.
Excited to see what comes.
Yeah, because she's very different to Olivia, and she's very different to Pearl and the Piano.
And that's what's good about the label, isn't it? There's a lot of different acts in there that bring different things, different
absolutely.
styles, which is what it's all about.
It is, and I think certainly for me, having us there as female directors as well, and having the female artists, they've got somebody, haven't they, that they can kind of like come to from a female perspective with things. And it would be having three such diverse female artists as well, I think is great, because a lot of female artists get quite niched, don't they, into like that poppy sort of genre, and none of our three fit that bill at all.
They all bring different things.
Yeah,
don't
they do. Yeah. And we were going back before, and we were saying about how there's in the Furness area, there's not a lot of female representative in bands and things like Bernie.
Bands in particular, I think, as well. I mean,
They put together that band, didn't they, for International Women's Day last year. And I was talking to Bernie at the Headspace event that Seahouse Records put on, and I said, is the band getting back together?
Yeah, really.
And it is.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah. So I said I'll have to grab her for a female podcast to talk about that.
That sounds really good.
For International Women's Day. So, and I mean, they were just that. I mean, granted, they did have a guy in there, but he was wearing a dress. But that was really good. But we shouldn't have to have events like International Women's Day to showcase the female talent.
Yeah, it should just be there naturally.
Yeah, it should. Yeah,
and there is a long, like you said, there's a long way still to go, but I think there is getting there. There is more and more things that I know we have to sort of shout about it, but I think that's when it brings other women forward as well, thinking I can do that. If they want to join the label, or
I mean when we talk about our own sort of aspirations and the aspirations of the label, for me that's a big thing. I think is about attracting female artists so that they can have that support, they can have that wraparound from not just us, because the guys, the other the other directors are
they're very supportive.
Just very supportive, and
Johnny
so
Swift
talented.
has been brilliant as well with Olivia and Matt and Jamie. All of them. It has still inspired Olivia to continue as well. So, and the same, I'm sure, for the other female artists. They also, would feel the same, that everybody in our label are all supportive of each other, aren't they?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah,
it's
a great big family.
It is. It's not your traditional record label. It's almost like a co-op, isn't it? Of members, and it's run by the artists and the members, and they do have a say in what we do. And there's the community, and they help each other out. If somebody hasn't got something for a gig, you pop it in the chart, and they just help each other, which is really nice, isn't it? And even...
And if they need someone to make the tea, it's like...
Is that you?
Ask Deb. yeah. Got Deb
Top
makes a
room
good cup
maker.
of tea. Yeah, top room maker. I've already got that title and what have you. Talk about pushing you into a female role.
Gosh.
But that's, you see, but then that comes back to like me being a professional woman and being a mum.
Yeah.
It's like being the oldest member of the Seahouse directors.
after them.
I've got that little like innate like
do.
want to like wrap around and things like that. So it's like, right, yeah, I'll bring the biscuits, all those real comforting kind of things as well, to be sort of like bring that side in, and the things that they probably haven't thought about, that we need chocolate
that's the
cake
thing,
and stuff like that. So which is really, really nice, and I hope that we can attract, kind of like going forward, I hope if young women in the area listening to our podcast and see that we're very down to earth, and we very welcoming, and there is that kind of like female perspective within the label to be able to understand female to female, not just that professional artist bit, but being able to sort of nurture and work with young female artists so that they feel really comfortable in what's predominantly a male environment. Because I mean, I don't know how I could do what your Olivia does, go and sit in a pub with like loads of raucous drunk men and things. I mean, it takes some courage.
It
that
does. I mean,
doesn't it?
we've had to put things in place, as you know, from the safeguarding point of view. We would we'd ask to put her on earlier, and we'd have to think about all these things because it does happen, and we've got to make sure that she can do what she loves, but in a protective and safe environment. Obviously, she's getting older now, and I'm sure the days will come where she'll want to go out.
Yeah, absolutely, she will.
But I feel like it's, in a way, it's good because it's helped her see that side as well.
Give her that confidence, upskill. She can see, do her own risk assessment almost.
Yes,
and stuff.
she does.
But we are, for any aspiring young female artists, I think that's safety now, isn't it?
That's
is in gigging and things like that.
And I think that's probably maybe what would potentially put some younger female artists off as well initially. But that's what we can support. If there's any young female artists out there that have got an interest in music, writing their own music, because we want to hear about them, but we can also help and support them to make sure that they can do what they want, what they love, but do it in a safe way as well. So
so if anyone's out there listening,
it'd be nice to get some new.
It would, wouldn't it? Let's we need, I think we aim for that 50-50 balance. And I don't know when that target would happen, but we have got some new artists, obviously, like interested in the label. And
definitely, there's been a lot of interest recently as well, hasn't there? We've had quite a few inquiries.
Yeah, we're going to be busy. We're going to be more tea to be made, more cake to be baked, more biscuits to be bought.
Yeah, that's it.
I think so. So we just want to say a huge thank you for tuning into our podcast. Hope that gives you a little bit of insight into the world of Deb and Donna. Sounds like Mamma Mia, doesn't it? Sound like Deb and
Deb
Donna.
and Donna.
Yeah, Deb and Donna. And that was very Mamma Mia-ish. Believers, we're not sat here in dungarees and what have you. On a Greek island. I wish we were sat on a Greek island in dungarees.
I did
just
have
sunning
my gin,
ourselves.
but it has gone.
Yeah,
already,
that's gone now.
Yeah,
I've got my Vimtum. We've got our little cheese and biscuits and stuff. So
should we finish off with another track?
yeah,
Another female artist.
This is written by Carly, actually. It's called Mrs. Jones, Pearl and Piano, and she actually sent me a little story behind this. And again, it's very much down that sort of like female story. The song Me and Mrs. Jones.
Yes.
So she said she's taken it from like that, carrying that story on, and it's all about women who are living with somebody with addiction, and how they cope with that, and having to walk away from the people that they love for their own sort of sanity and safety, and that's what this song Mrs. Jones is all about, because obviously alcohol addiction is a huge issue in the UK. Yeah, and it's when you know the story behind it, it feels ever so more poignant. But she's just an amazing
She's got a
songwriter.
beautiful voice as well.
Oh, she is, and she sounds so different in Pearl of the Piano as when she does the country cousins, the Americana. Such a difference, and this song is absolutely beautiful. And they actually put a track out for the Seahouse compilation as well, which is a really, really lovely track as well.
Oh yes, it was very upbeat.
Yeah,
wasn't it? I liked
yeah.
it,
And that. So yeah, go check that out. Go check out the mixtape that's there on Bandcamp to stream, or you can pay $5, whatever you want to donate above a $5. You can have your own very own copy downloaded as well. So do you wanna? I'll say goodbye from me, Deb.
Yeah, and bye from me, Donna, as well. And we'll finish off with Mrs. Jones from Pearl and Piano.
Takes another drink, but she don't tell him what she thinks. She simply walks away because she don't know what to say, Mrs. Jones. She loves him, she tells him all the time, but she can't even look at him when he's chugging back the wine. Oh, Mrs. Jones. Oh, Mrs. Jones. Takes another drink, and when she looks, she nearly cries. He promised he'd stop drinking on the night he nearly died, Mrs. Jones. She keeps on at her husband. What more can she do? She just keeps on hoping that one day that she'll get through, Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones.
It's the Seahouse Records Podcaster, yeah.
With me, Donna and Deb. No, I'm Deb, you're Donna.
I'm
me,
Donna.
Donna and Deb.